The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. The Colts unable to convert here on 4th down. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Take 4, take 4. Go to jet bomber. 22, jet bomber. 51, Mike 51. Check.
On first down, it's Brooks. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order.
Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Here's Jackson to throw. They're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Colts take over 1st down 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's
a fight for the football, and it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. He was looking for Paul Richardson there.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. The quick slant caught, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's all the time. We know that it's difficult, but guess who's smiling, but inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants him to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They run it with McKinnon. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. From the 44, Luck buying time to his left. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Luck on first down. And they take him down. The Bills get to him.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Second down. Again, he's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Strip that ball.
Here we go on 4th. Luck wiggles free. He's going to let it fly. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
He chucks him aside.
Dumped him.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Bills, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. And for Charles Davis and our